Welcome to Bible Tales. We're excited to share timeless Bible stories with you, full of faith and wisdom. If you enjoy our content, please like, comment, and subscribe to support us and stay connected. Thank you for being here. Happy listening. Moses and the burning bush is one of the most captivating and transformative stories in the Bible. Found in Exodus 3 verses 1 to 12. It tells the tale of an ordinary shepherd who encounters the extraordinary presence of God, setting him on a path to lead the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt. Here's a detailed retelling of the story, woven with drama and reflection to highlight its profound meaning. The shepherd in the wilderness. Moses was a man seemingly far removed from his destiny. Once a prince of Egypt, he now lived in the quiet solitude of Midian, tending to the sheep of his father-in-law, Jethro. Decades had passed since Moses fled Egypt after killing an Egyptian oppressor. Life in the desert had humbled him. His days were filled with the rhythm of grazing sheep, the vast silence of the wilderness, and the quiet moments under the stars. One day, as Moses led the flock near Mount Horeb, also known as the Mountain of God, something unusual caught his attention. In the distance, he noticed a bush ablaze with flames. This, in itself, was not entirely unusual in the dry heat of the desert. However, as he drew closer, Moses realized something extraordinary. The bush was burning, but it was not consumed by the fire. The divine encounter. Intrigued and puzzled, Moses decided to investigate. I will go over and see this strange sight, he thought. Why the bush does not burn up. As he approached, a voice called out to him from the flames, "Moses, Moses." Startled, Moses replied, "Here I am." The voice, commanding yet compassionate, continued, "Do not come any closer. Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground." Moses obeyed, trembling as the realization dawned on him that he was in the presence of the Almighty God. The voice introduced itself. "I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob." At this, Moses hid his face, afraid to look at God. His life, his fears, and his failures seemed insignificant in the face of the divine presence. The call to deliverance. The voice of God continued, revealing a plan that would change history. "I have indeed seen the misery of my people in Egypt. I have heard them crying out because of their slave drivers, and I am concerned about their suffering. So I have come down to rescue them from the hand of the Egyptians and to bring them up out of that land into a good and spacious land, a land flowing with milk and honey." Moses listened in awe. The God of his ancestors had seen the suffering of his people and was about to act. But then came the shocking twist. "So now go. I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt." Moses' reluctance. Moses, a man who once acted impulsively to defend his people, now hesitated. His confidence had long since eroded. "Who am I," he asked, "that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?" God's response was simple yet powerful. "I will be with you." God assured Moses of his presence and gave him a sign. When Moses led the people out of Egypt, they would worship God on this very mountain. But even with this reassurance, Moses struggled to accept the mission. He feared rejection and doubted his ability to speak. Yet, God was patient, promising to equip and empower him for the task ahead. A story for us today. The story of Moses and the burning bush resonates deeply with us because it is about more than just a miraculous event. It is about calling, purpose, and divine assurance. Like Moses, we often feel unworthy or incapable when faced with daunting tasks. We question, "Who am I?" Yet God's response is always the same. I will be with you. Despite Moses' flaws and failures, God chose him for a great mission. This reminds us that God's plans for us are not hindered by our past or our inadequacies. His love and mercy are greater than our fears, and He equips us for the work He calls us to do. Words of encouragement. The story of the burning bush is also a story of mercy. Even when Moses doubted and resisted, God was patient and provided every assurance. This is the same God who reaches out to us today, inviting us into a relationship with Him and calling us to fulfill our purpose. No matter how ordinary or broken you may feel, God can use you for extraordinary things. His love for you is unchanging, and His promises remain true. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Hebrews 13 verse 5. So, when you feel the weight of life's challenges or hear the gentle whisper of a calling, remember Moses' story. Take off your sandals, step onto holy ground, and trust that the God of the burning bush walks with you, even through the wilderness of life. The story of Moses and the burning bush continues to inspire because it reminds us of the transformative power of God's calling and His patience with our struggles. Even after the burning bush encounter, Moses' journey was not free of challenges. He would face Pharaoh's stubbornness, the Israelites' complaints, and the overwhelming burden of leadership. Yet he continued to rely on God's guidance and strength, growing into one of the Bible's greatest leaders. This story teaches that no matter how inadequate we feel, God sees our potential. When God calls us, He does not demand perfection, but a willing heart. Through His grace, He equips us to fulfill His purpose, using our lives as a testament to His power and love. Take this story into your heart as a reminder. When life feels overwhelming and you hear the faint whisper of doubt, trust that God's plans for you are greater than your fears. His promise, I will be with you, is as true for you today as it was for Moses. So take courage, step forward, and let God work through you in ways you never imagined.